Hello everybody, welcome back. I hope you're doing great. I know we have been having a lot of Saturdays with like movies reviews specifically, but it has been a lot of good stuff coming out on Netflix that I have been watching very quickly and I have been wanting to do a video, so there's that. So that's why we have like another movie this Saturday. There is a series that just came out on Netflix as well that is really good that I want to see, so that's probably gonna be a video at some point, not next Saturday for sure, but at some point a video of it will be on the channel. For this Saturday we have another movie, and this one is called Apex. It is Apex, not Apex. Why did I say Apex? I don't know. I don't even remember saying Apex. It is Apex. There we go. This literally just came out on April. When was it? April 24th on Netflix, so it hasn't been that long. And as soon as I saw the trailer for it, I was like, oh, that looks cool, I want to see it. And I saw it this week that I'm posting this. I saw it. I was making so many faces while I was watching it at work. I started watching it in like my lunch break and I finished it while I was working, and my boss was like, are you okay? And I'm like, if you ever see this movie, please tell me your opinion about it, specifically in some parts. And she was like, okay, I'll tell you. I don't think she has seen it because she hasn't told me anything, so I need to ask her on Monday and see if she saw it or not, because there's definitely parts in the movie when you're like, ugh, what? Ew. And my face just showed it. This movie is about an hour and a half-ish, kind of how it is. It's the normal time for a Netflix movie, I feel like. So we are gonna be talking about this. I don't think this video is gonna be that long, but also, my god, is this movie kind of creepy. It's not horror or anything like that. I didn't put it, but it's like an action survival type of movie in a way, but it has the creepy parts and some disgusting things. I was like, oh my god, okay, let's get into the movie and you will kind of notice where those creepy things are happening. So we get a little bit of the intro in the movie. You meet two people. Now one of them is the woman called Sasha. She is going to be our main character, and she is married to a guy named Tommy, and they're climbing this mountain. They even sleep on the mountain. Like, I've seen videos of people doing that. How do you do that? I'm always very curious. Like, I'll never do it. I cannot do that, but still I'm very curious how you sleep on the mountain and not move too much so it doesn't like tilt over the mountain. Like, I'm very curious about that. But it's a big mountain. I don't know if they ever said the name of it, but I feel like it is a very popular mountain or something because they were trying to climb it. And there is always a part in the mountain when they're climbing all of that apparently she always gets stuck, because we saw her multiple times trying to get past that. And Tommy's like, okay, you know what, you need to stop. We also need to go down because there's definitely a storm that we're seeing in the background that is happening. So they start going down. The storm is definitely there, and she starts going down, and he's like, okay, did you tie the knot? And she's like, yes. And then she goes to check it, and I'm guessing noticed that the knot wasn't probably not done well, or she didn't finish it or something. So as she's saying to him, do not go down yet, let me check it, he goes down and there's no way to stop him. I'm guessing because of the knot. Again, I do not climb, so I don't know exactly what knot she's trying to do, but the point is, he goes down, he's not stopping. He hits on the mountain just there and he loses conscious. She's trying to hold him, but of course he is heavy and she cannot do it, so she has to let him go, and he falls and dies, and she stays there in the mountain alone. That is the intro that we get for this movie. It's very short, it's not that long, honestly. So we go 5 months later. 5 months later, there we go, and she wants to go to Grand Narrows. That's how I wrote it. I think that's the place that she wants to go is called, and I'm guessing it's the same mountain that she was trying to climb, or some other mountain that is very hard to climb. is what I'm guessing. But there is some creepy guys in the gas station. God, they're everywhere. But yeah, she's definitely ignoring them. There is this guy that kind of helps her. She decides to buy some beef jerky that apparently this guy that tried to help her makes. She goes out and she decides to ask him directions to where she wants to go, and he gives her two. One that is the easy route and one that is kind of like the hard way. Now this guy we meet later on, and his name is Ben, so just keep his name on your mind. Now she gets to the campsite. She like keeps driving. She gets into this campsite. The creepy guys from the gas station appear, and I'm guessing they're hunters. So she was trying to have a peaceful night, but she packs everything up. They're being creepy, and they're like, you won't be able to leave because we are really not gonna move and you cannot go anywhere. So she decides to just pack up everything, close the door to her car, van, I'm pretty sure it's like a van, and just close the doors and sleep like that with, I'm guessing it was like pepper spray on her chest just in case. But they don't do anything. When she wakes up, they are not there anymore. It's already morning, so she takes her gear and starts going in the river with her kayak on the river, just going that. Which, a question again, I don't do any hiking or anything like that, but she literally left her car in that campsite and just took the kayak and started riding the river, I'm guessing is how you say it. How do you get back to your car? Is it that you hike back? Is it that there's somewhere where they bring you back to the campsite? Like, I'm very curious about that. Don't know anything of this, and I don't do any of it either. So I'm very curious because she just go with her kayak and her things and just leave the van there. I'm very curious. I mean, she gets back to the van at the end, but still, I'm very curious. But she camps at some point because it's already getting night when she wakes up. She leaves her things on top of a tree, like, so it's not on the ground. Also, again, I don't do any of this. Is that normal? I'm guessing it is so animals or people don't know and don't take her things, is what I'm guessing. But is that what you usually do? Again, I don't hike or do any of this, so I'm just curious. But when she wakes up, her things are not on the tree, and there's a snake in her tent that I'm guessing has venom or something, because she doesn't try to take it out of the tent. So she decides to, without any gear or anything like that, get into a kayak, ride the river, and go to the place that Ben, the guy from the gas station, told her about. So she goes that route. That is where Ben lives, where she gets to. And it's a very creepy house. As soon as I saw the house, I was like, I don't like this guy. I'm getting weird vibes. This house looks haunted. This house looks creepy AF. Hell no. But she gets there. He's helping her. She's like, I'm sorry, somebody took my things. Do you have any extra gear? Do you have a phone that I can use? And he's like, yeah, I have the stuff, come on, come in. Makes her sit in the fire. He's like cooking things. They're talking about tribes, they're talking about you know, things like that, gear. And at some point in the conversation, she mentions the creepy guys from the gas station and how they follow her to a campsite. And Ben is like, oh yeah, I know about that. I saw them. Like, I saw you camping and I saw them camp there. But you stand your ground. You did a good job. You know, you cut in your van and all of that. And she immediately just looks at him and goes, what? You were there? And he's like, yeah, I follow you. Just in case you needed help, you know, I just follow you and look for far away, just in case you needed help, but you did a good job. And she starts getting the creepy vibes, which for me, she took way too long to get the creepy vibes, because just by seeing the house, I already had the creepy vibes, and I would have just getting the kayak and leave. But that's when she started getting the creepy vibes. And he's like, oh yeah, let me give you your things, let me give it to you. He gets in the house and throws her bag that we saw that has all her gear, and he comes out of the house with a, oh my god, I forgot how it's called, music, bocina, speaker, There we go. I had to see it in Spanish to remember. But he comes out with a speaker and a crossbow. I'm guessing it's a crossbow. And there's music playing in the speaker. And she's looking at him and he's like, yeah, so, you know, I gave you 2 options and you decided to pick this one. So this is technically your fault. So that's your gear. There's no phone, but you have the rest of your gear. You should survive. You have until the end of the song to run as far away as you can. And as soon as the song is done, I'm gonna start hunting you and kill you. So, go. Have fun. And she just looked at him, and again, me, I would start running as soon as he said I had until the end of the song. But it's nice of her to listen to the whole explanation. She starts to run. She takes the kayak. She gets in the river, start riding the river. As soon as the song finishes, he starts running, and he is running as quick as the kayak is going in the river. We'll get there in a second. That's one of my points at the end. But I'm guessing the river gets very intense at some point, and she loses the kayak. I think it was like a casket or something that she fell, but she loses it. She like stops at some point and like changes her clothes and gets something to eat, starts running, and she starts hearing people afar. So she decides to go there because she's looking for a phone, but she realizes it's just a video of people talking on a phone that is on top of a rock, and a bow just almost takes her head off, and she realizes it's there. So she starts running. Yeah, there's certain things that she does and I'm like, girl, I will be running for my life, but okay. She has this binoculars, oh my god, that she's looking around. I'm guessing trying to find people, trying to find where he is, things like that. She's way too calm for this, but at some point she's looking to where he is, changes, and then looks to where he is again, and he's looking directly at her. And she's like, oh shit, and then she just starts running and he's running again. Amazing decision. Again, I wouldn't have stopped, but we'll get there. But either way, after a little bit of running, she's able to hide. It was like something. It was in like almost a cave where she hid, and he didn't look for her, so he goes. Now, instead of running, she decides to go to where he is. Now he's in the river. The kayak is there that he's using. He is completely naked, swimming in the river. And her best idea, this was stupid, like, I understand why this needed to happen, okay, like I understand why, but at the same time I wouldn't have done this. I find it stupid. But she's trying to get the kayak, not only for her to be able to like move in the river or move quicker, but he wouldn't have a kayak. But again, I find that stupid because if he's able to run as quick as the kayak in the river, it's useless. But she decides to go in the river because the way the kayak is, cannot untie it, so she's trying to go to the shore to untie it there. And for some reason that I'm still trying to understand, you know the bear traps that are like this and it has spikes, and when there's pressure you step on it, it kind of closes. That is on the water, so she steps on one of those and her legs is stuck. She screams. He hears her, so he's dressing up quickly, taking the bow. There's a little bit of a fight. She's able to use the pepper spray that she had on him. Kind of helps a little bit, but again, you have your leg stuck on that, plus it's on a chain. You're not gonna be able to get from it. So he gets the crossbow, points at her and be like, do not move. Now he has her. Now, after her being tied to the kayak, he's just riding the river little by little. They're talking. She's trying to be a little bit understanding to see if that helps. But he pushes her to the river and keeps riding the river with her in the water. And that river is intense, so she's just like this in the water, trying not to get hit by the stones and all of that, rocks I should say, that are on the river. And then they get into a soft part of the river. They get into this cave, and that's where, oh god, This is where I started making faces while I was at work, and this is where my boss was like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "No." So at the beginning, she talked to this officer, and I can't remember how they call them, but it's an officer essentially, and she saw a lot of missing persons poster, and the guy is like, "This is very dangerous for one person to do it, so I need your information because we have been having a lot of missing people doing what you're trying to do." So when she gets into this cave, we see all of those missing people dead. We see their organs. We see the package. Remember how I said that I didn't mention this too much, but remember when I think I said it at the beginning in the gas station, she bought some beef jerky that he makes, and while they were talking in his house on the river, she told him that she bought it, she tried it, and she thought it was really good, right? So they don't tell you this, but they show you when they're in the cave and she's seeing everybody's dead and organs just everywhere. We see the beef jerky package, and that when she realizes, oh, that is no beef jerky, that is actually human skin that has been just dried out to look like beef jerky. Just thinking about it makes me gag. Okay, so yeah, that happens. He's talking. She's definitely about to have a crisis right there. He ties her hands again. He like lifts her up from the ground, and he's talking again. They were talking about this tribe that like files their teeth, and we realize he's one of those tribes because he has like fake teeth, but his teeth are actually filed to almost like shark looking. She sees that, she's like, oh shit, I'm fucked. He's like talking about how his mom was the first one, how he uses the organs, how to make the skin be like beef jerky, just giving too many details, and I'm like, God, that's too much. She's trying to be, I don't want to say understanding because that's not the way, but she's trying to look like she understands him a little bit, just to like make his guard go down, which definitely works. I feel like he looks at her like she was his mom in a way, or somebody that understands him in a way. I feel like the point is, when he is literally about to tie her up in the ceiling, she is able to get close to him that she can bite his ear off, literally, making her fall because he didn't tie her up for her to be just stuck in the ceiling. But the thing is, because she's still tied up and the chain is there, he is able to take the chain and like pull her. So this whole section of them fighting is her running, getting into a river. They're both in the river. The water is intense. He has her by the chain even though she's far away. They get in the cascade, cascada. They fall. He loses conscious, but she's still good. She's trying to get her strings off. A little bit of a tussle, of a fight here and there. She's still tied up, still here where they're fighting. He tries to kill her, but he doesn't do it. Again, I think it's because, I don't think it's exactly because he sees her as his mom. I think he was liking that somebody was kind of understanding him in a way, because again, the way that she was talking was very kind of understanding. You know, she said she liked the beef jerky. I mean, that was before she realized it was human skin, but still, she said that. The way that she was answering was very like, oh, I understand you, things like that. So I think that's why he didn't kill her, because he could have killed her right there, but he was stupid, he didn't do it. So she takes a rock and break his leg off. Like, we see bones sticking out completely, so he cannot move. The nights come, she is talking a little bit, all of that. Next day, his leg is definitely infected, he's not good, and she's like, hey, we need to climb that mountain. And he's like, no, you're gonna leave me. She's like, no, we need to do it by today, otherwise you will die, you know, like either way, if we climb this mountain, you might survive. If we don't climb it because you decide not to, I just need to wait for you to die because that leg is infected, so it's gonna get even more infected. You cannot walk, so you will die. So I just need for that to happen, and then I'll go climb it alone and I'll survive. But if we climb it together, you can survive. So she's able to convince him. Honestly, I would have just waited for him to die, but still they climb it. We're getting close to the end here. They decide to climb him. I understand, like, again, I would have waited for him to die, but we needed to give him an actual ending, you know, not something that is like open, that you're like, did he actually die or not there? We need to actually kill him. So they start climbing together. She cannot touch, like, he takes her restraint off her hands, of course, but she cannot touch, like, the harness or anything like that. And it's like she climbs, holds the rope or something so he can climb up. It's like some kind of something. It's a way for him to climb up without having to use his legs, essentially. But she gets into a ledge where she's able to kind of hide a little bit, and she ties the rope in a tree, and she was able to kind of loose the harness a little bit. The thing is, he kind of noticed, so he pulls the rope and she falls, but she was able to loose the harness of her body a little bit more, and he keeps pulling until the harness falls, meaning he falls, meaning he hits the ground, meaning blood and brain everywhere in the rock. So he dead. So again, I understand why we needed to do this. I would have just waited for him to die, but he dead. He completely dead. So now she's stuck in this mountain. No gear, no nothing. So she has to start climbing it alone, without gear, anything. She's able to do it. She gets to the top. She's very happy. There's this woman that picks her up on the road, takes her to her car. She drives to the office where the office guard is, and tells him, hey, I know where all the missing people are. I can tell you where it is. And at the end of the movie, we're getting the news being reported, a cave where there were 20 plus bodies. They put the name Wandara National Park, I think it is called. They were still trying to identify the bodies, but it was very hard, and now they are thinking it was done by one man instead of what they were thinking before, that was just the hiking was very hard, or the wildness or something like that. Now they think it's a one-man thing that did it, and she is able to get, you know, away from the past, or let go of the past in a way, because she kept carrying this compass that Tommy has, and she's able to kind of throw it in the water and the beach, and it's kind of like her letting go of her past and all of that. And that's basically the movie. That's all of it. It's really good. I'm honestly, I'm explaining it to you. It doesn't look interesting, I know, but it is really good movie. There's a lot of action. Again, it's very survival type action is what you're gonna see a lot here. I suggest you watch it. It is a little bit creepy again, and you see organs and shit, but still it is a very good movie. There's action, creepy things, but it keeps you on your toes even a little bit, because it's like you're getting creepy vibes for Ben, but you're also getting creepy vibes from the gas station people. So it's like, I don't know. Or you're kind of like, Ben looks nice until he takes the crossbow out and the speaker, and it's like, run until the song is done. You know, you're like, oh, you're creepy. Fuck no, bye. It is that type of a thing. But I like the movie a lot. Me explaining it to you is not gonna be interesting, but if you watch it, it is very good. Kind of bloody, but it is really good movie. Action, survival, it's just good things here and there, a little bit of suspense even whenever you don't know like where he is, I should say. A couple of things I will say though, this is just me you know, thinking about things, but I usually don't talk too much about like the camera work and all of that, but I will say the one in this movie is really good. Now there were some points that was like very, very shaky, but again, they're in the mountains, so that's going to happen if there are using some kind of a truck or anything with the camera up, and they're like driving that while recording, it's gonna get shaky, so that's totally fine. But there's some parts that are very shaky when they're running. Also, there's some parts that are very dark, and again, I understand it's night, you cannot just put lights so you can see everything, but there were some parts that were a little bit hard to see because it was just a little bit too dark. So I don't know if it is that they waited a little bit too long for those parts or something, but it was just a little bit hard to see in those parts. But overall, pretty goddamn good camera work, you know, knowing that they're in the mountain and all of that. Will be very interesting to like see the behind the scenes of like how they did it. I'm guessing it's like a truck or something that they used, but still. Another thing, wish they would have done more with the creepy guys at the gas station, because when they presented to you, honestly, I thought they were the creepy ones. I was like, oh my god, they're presenting them so quick, they're so creepy, ew. But no, it was like Ben. But they just appear at the campsite when they're like hunting, all of that, and after that they leave and we don't see them again. So I wish they would have done more with them. Again, if you're presenting them as the maybe creepy guys of the movie, maybe at the end they could be the ones to like save her or help her, you know, instead of the woman that find her on the road and take her to a van. Let it be them finding her in the road and helping her, so it can be like, oh, they were not the creepy ones, you know what I mean? So I wish they would have done something with that. I think that would have been a nice touch, because they were definitely creepy and I was creeped out by them. I was like, oh my god, leave her alone. Why are you so close to her? Still smiling, ew, you know? So maybe doing that instead of the woman that finds her in the road would be a nice touch. I don't know, that's something that I would change when she was trying to get Ben's kayak. I understand why that needed to happen, okay? You needed something to happen for her to get captured, so you will be able to put her on the cave and see all the missing people, organs, human beef jerky, things like that. I understand that needed to happen, but me myself, I would not have stopped running if he was hunting me down. Okay, again, I understand she needed to get captured, but me, if somebody's hunting me and you're doing it where I live, you better pray that you find me quick and be able to kill me with one shot. Because I know this space. I know where knives are. I know where I can hide. I know every crevice of this house. I know how the doors work. I know where I need to step so you don't know where I am. I know anything where I need to like hide, or any weapon that I can hide, you know. I know this. So you better pray you can kill me and find me quick, you know. But if I'm being hunted in the forest, I don't know if this is just me and my brain, but if I'm being hunted in a forest where I have never been to, I don't know anything about, absolutely no direction at all, and I'm seeing this guy that is running as quick as the kayak on the river, I am running until I cannot run anymore. I don't care if I lose my shoes. I don't care if I'm wet. I don't care if the bag is heavy with my gear. I don't care. I am running straight ahead. I'm not gonna stop and look to see where he is. I'm not gonna go and look for the kayak. I want him not to be able to move. Like, no, again, he's running as quick as the kayak on the river. There's no point. He runs very quick. He knows that whole forest. I don't know where to hide. I don't know nothing. So I am running until I cannot breathe anymore, until I cannot move anymore at all, because I don't know this space. He does. He lives here. I don't. So I am running. But as I was watching her like trying to get the kayak and like stopping to put clothes and all of that, I'm like, God, woman, run for your life. Why are we stopping? Like, this might be important things, I understand, but run. Like, do it while you move or something. Like, keep walking at least. I don't know, but move. And again, I understand she needed to get captured for the whole cave thing. Even though probably they could have just put her in the cave because she found it and done. But still, he would have known she was there, so it doesn't matter. So I understand why she needed to get captured, but again, me and my brain while watching that, I was like, can we please not get the kayak? And you know he's there, like right there, run the other way. But no, but that was one part that I was just like, oh my god, like I want her to run. Like I understand why this needs to happen, but please run. The same thing with the climbing. Again, I would have just waited for him to die. Yes, maybe I would have been very hungry and thirsty, but he wouldn't take that long to die, I feel like, especially with that leg and how horrible it looked. That infection would have killed him very quick. But again, I understand why the climb part and that needed to happen. They needed to have like a whole ending for him, because if you just leave him there and have her climbing alone, yes, you can think he's dead, but it leaves it kind of open a little bit with his ending, because yes, he looks dead, but somebody could have picked him up and healed him or took him to the hospital, or maybe he wasn't dead and he was probably able to crawl his way out of there or something like that. So it leaves his ending a little bit too open. So I understand why the climb needed to happen, for him to fall and actually die and have his blood and brain spread all over the mountain. So I understand why, you know, having a full ending for him. But I would have just waited for him to die. Especially with how hard that climb looked. Oh my god, no. The beef jerky thing, like, that is disgusting. Okay, like I had a little bit of an idea when he was talking in camp with her and she was trying to get like a phone or something so she could call when she lost her gear, and they were talking about tribes and all of that. The way that he was talking and like cooking and stuff, it gave me an idea of that beef jerky is not beef jerky, especially when she said that she got it, she ate it and she liked it. The way that his eyes sparkle, I was like, ugh. I started having like, I don't think that's beef jerky, you know, like I was having thoughts of that, but I brushed it away. Like I just ignored it. It was like, oh, okay, it's just beef jerky, whatever. But I ignored it because I thought he was some kind of like hunter that just killed the animals and did the whole process to make the beef jerky. That's basically what I thought it was. But no, it was actually human skin flesh. No wonder people weren't buying it, but she did, which is why I think he couldn't kill her at the end when he had the chance. Now thinking about it, I don't think it was because she was kind of like a mom. I just think it was because she tried that, she liked it, she was very understanding in a way, or at least he was seeing it as she understanding him and them being the same, that I think he wasn't able to kill her. But yeah, the beef jerky, like again, I had the idea and ignored it, and just as soon as I saw the packages in the cave, I was like, I literally had to stop it. I was like, of course, I should have known. I had the idea. Why didn't I just keep that idea in my mind? But yeah, no, he was talking about the organs. I'm guessing he either make other stuff with the organs or he ate the organs, is what I'm guessing he did with those, because he was very like using the whole body of the person for everything. I'm just making things even more creepy, I'm sorry. The actor did an amazing job. I have seen them act in other stuff, so I was very excited to see this movie because I've seen it on other stuff and it's really good. So they did an amazing job. Just wanted to mention that as well. Pretty good. If any of you have seen it, let me know what you thought of it. Did you have the creepy vibes with Ben at the beginning, or was it later? Are you gonna watch this movie still? What do you thought of it? Are you not gonna watch it? Tell me why also. Let me know. So I'm gonna leave this here now. So yeah, thanks so much for watching. I hope you're doing that with my ankle. Oh my god. I hope you're all doing great. And I will see y'all on the next one. Bye.